Okay guys, we're just going to get this scan war underway. So I don't actually know what ReG stands for, which is kind of bad, but probably means like retarded, easy, some insult beginning with G, because these guys are faggots. Okay, so here we go. Game number 1. It's going to be a TVZ, my favorite matchup. And we'll start it off with my favorite player. Here he is. Looking pretty strong. He's usually our ace player, but he's coming out first this time, because these guys are faggots. He is. Second wins Ragnarok. And to the top faggot side of the map. We'll see what he can do. He's from ReG. He's playing race. He's playing Zerg, which is a good race, but he's going to put his own faggot spin on it, I guess. He is GS faggot Chelsea. So, you may think I'm saying faggot and not an awful amount, but I don't give a fuck. Okay. So everything looking pretty standard. We're going to go supply depot, and he's going to be making his overlord. No 10 pool shenanigans. Even though it can be pretty good against, especially against Ragnarok's playstyle, given that he's probably going to go for a 14cc here. Yep, it's going to be 14cc. And to the faggot side, we'll see what this guy's going to do. Probably going to be a 15 hatch. I mean, this seems pretty standard. Both players opening up with the greediest possible variance of their build. I mean, that's kind of been TVC meta for a while now. It's 14, so he's 14 hatching. I did hear something about 14 hatch, that it's kind of viable nowadays, but I don't see why you would do it instead of 15 hatch. Maybe you get your first queen out a little bit earlier, which helps you against Reapers. Maybe. It depends if he doesn't make any more drones after this one. No, he made that drone, so it's not going to be a quicker queen that he's going to get. I don't really know why one would do that instead of the standard 15 hatch, but I'm sure this guy has a plan. He's keeping his overlord back as well. He's scared of some sort of proxy maybe. And he's taking gas. Okay, so this is a very strange build from the Zerg. He did end up cutting some drones to be able to get this gas as early as he did. And meanwhile, we just have the 14cc going. It's going to be a 1-rax follow-up to this, into gas, which is very standard. It's going to enable him to get out his tech reasonably early, and he's not going to feel as though his 14cc is putting him too far behind any sort of standard rax opening. But yeah, no greedy third yet. His overlord does now see that this is a 14cc, so this is where we'd probably expect the drone to start moving its way. But not yet. He could have some plan. Well, he probably has a plan, given that this build is slightly strange. We'll see if it's going to be speed that he's going to go for. I presume it probably will be. I see no reason to get the gas other than speed. But who knows? SCV first has a look at the third. He knows it's not there, so he knows it's going to be 2 base. For the most part. He's going to get a scout on that gas. And now is where we hit the 100 gas, so we'll see if it is going to be speed. Speed, yeah, it is, okay. And he's actually pulling two drones out of gas. He's leaving one in, though, which our Terran did get a scout of. So this could be indicative of a Baneling follow-up, or indeed it could be he just wants to keep that ticking over so he can get his upgrades or his lair tech. Whichever one would he decides is going to be more proficient in this scenario. We do see a bunker up, nice and early, adding on his factory. So yeah, both players looking pretty stable so far in this opening. It's all going to be about the Zerg's third base timing, and then as a knock-on effect, the Terran's third base timing. Because these two are very interlinked. If Terran scouts a 2-base Zerg, he's very, very... he's going to be scared, basically. He's not really going to be looking to throw down that dead CC. I think he'd much rather have those 3 additional racks. So I think we'll see. It's going to be on the Zerg. It's going to be whether he wants to take a greedy third or not. And to be honest, at 540, the greedy third time has already passed. This would be a standard third timing, or possibly even a late third timing. Especially based on the current meta. But here we go. It's going to be roaches. That's why he left the gas to tick over. So he's going to be able to produce at least 4 roaches by the time this finishes, in conjunction with his link speed. No Baneling nest, though, which is kind of surprising. He can't really do it off. Oh, excuse me. Off leaving just one drone in gas, and he takes a third as well. So he's going to look to put on some mild link pressure here. Although this is a ton of links, but he should just be able to repair this. And the Hellions will spell the end of this, I think. Yeah, very good for our Terran play. He loses absolutely nothing, and kills a fair few of those links. It's just the Roach Warren is good here. It's good because Hellions is going to be the tech path that our Terran is going for, and I think he just put that there to be a little bit safe. Taking a second gas. Yeah, the Overlord spread is not great. I mean, he has one here, and he has one to look for drops up here. But this whole portion of the map is, yeah, he has no real map presence there, so drops could prove to be a factor late game, or late mid game. And it's going to be Banshees. Banshees is what our Terran has decided that is going to be good here. And given that Lair is yet to start, and it is going to be a somewhat greedy third CC, with he's now producing a third queen, but up until this point he's on just the 2 queens, so it is going to be tough to hold this. I mean, the Lair is coming, but it's not going to be in time. Is this the first Banshee? Yeah, this is the first Banshee production. So I think he delayed that. I think he got Cloak before his initial Banshee, so he did really go for, but this is, I mean, there's a timing here that the Zerg is trying to put on, but this Banshee's going to shut it down. And to be honest, 4 Roaches is not, well, actually there's more coming. This could get quite scary. He does need to pull this Banshee back, and he does. But with the repair, I mean, the bunker will go down, but it's the time that the bunker manages to buy that really allow these Hellions to get their damage off on those things. And the Roaches are reasonably easy to deal with for Terran with the Banshee in the sky. Still having to fight with SCVs though, which isn't great. Dropping mules right in front of the Roaches is a little bit ballsy. He could maybe have sniped one of those, which would have been a big hit to Terran economy. But after that, I mean, he's going to have Banshee defense now. Yep, there's the spores. So in doing that little attack, he lost a lot. Look at this static defense that's going now. But in doing that attack, he got a reasonable scout. Yes, it definitely wasn't cost efficient. As we can see here, he is losing more resources, but it is reasonably cost efficient, and he gets a scout, which is going to allow him to not take any sort of real damage from these Banshees. So this was okay from the Zerg, I think. Although he's taking some damage here. Their static defense being a little bit late to the party, so already 6 workers going down. There's the 7th, and he's going to pull away and lose nothing. Meanwhile, Banshee in the main. It's going to pick up 1. There's the 2nd, and the 3rd, and probably the 4th. There we go. So this is already paying for itself, and if he can pull this away... Oh, that's a Spire, my apologies. I thought this was double Spore, but it's not. It is, in fact, a Spire. And the Queen's even going to die before the Banshee does. He's repositioning that Spore. And but unfortunately, this Banshee's on hold position, so its life is going to end here. But there's a Hellion run by, and... Having scouted that the spines were up at the 3rd, I'm surprised he's not deciding to go for the natural into the main. But he could just be attempting to die an E4th base. That would be here. But yeah, just to take stock of the game that we've got so far, while we see these Hellions roasting a couple of drones before they die. Wow. 6 mutas. He's on 8 total. With 7 more on the way. He's going to be up to 15 mutas very early. And it's all going to be about what the Terran has to defend this. The missile turrets are not going to be done. There's no Widow Mines, and there's no secondary defense in his main. Or everything is at the natural, so... These mutas are going to be kind of annoying here. He's calling down mules into the mutas. This is madness. But he's picking up... Wow, okay. 3-4 mutas died there. That's huge. That's 400 gas that just died. And what did he kill? Three workers, not including the ones building the turrets. So a small lapse in concentration from our Zerg, and he lost a lot of mutas. And still no 3rd base. He is getting his creep spread up though, which is nice. It's nice to see that creep spread starting to move out on the map. It's really going to be his only saving grace in stopping this constant aggression from the Terran of 3rd bases, of 3 bases. My apologies. But still, he's on mutas. He's only just starting his upgrades and getting his Baning Nest, whereas we have +1 armor and +1 weapons before that. coming out for our Terran. So he does have an upgrade lead here. +2 even being started. Just producing some Widow Mines, getting his Marine. Only 2 Marauders with this army. A lot of Mutas though, wow. That is a lot of Mutas. That is a non-zero amount of Mutas, as Ruben would say. But here we go, a little push out with a small portion of the Terran's army. Roughly half in size, I would guess. This Changeling does give vision, but it gets sniped. And we see mass Banelings, 15 Banelings. So, if anything, this little Terran move out, this little army push out, he was never going to do anything here. But he's forced 15 Banelings. Okay, wow. So he was always going to try and put on some pressure. I don't like this at all from the Zerg, I must say. This is really not he is going to be producing more lanes, but producing this many Banes, especially into Widow Mines, is rather strange. But if it's enough to keep him alive, if it's enough to trade with this army, it's definitely going to be a good decision. But we'll see. The scan goes down. Ooh, he snipes 2 Widow Mines. That could be massive. There's just 4 Widow Mines left with this army, and given that Widow Mines kind of got nerfed to hell. Oh, great splitting though. Look at this Widow Mine. He gets 0. Widow Mines are so crap now. Terrans should make tanks against Zerg. Old school Wings of Liberty style. I think it does better than pure mine, because with the AoE being as it is now, I mean, it does nothing like the damage that it needs to do. But he's setting up a nice Widow Mine position here, and all of the Zerg units are going to come from the top side. So if you can pull back behind these mines, which is what he's going to try and do, big engagement, nice Baneling split, and those mines do nothing. And this army is taken out. But Terran macroing up a storm, my apologies. He's building some more units. Snipes some links, which is nice, and manages to keep those medevacs alive, which is huge. But he's pulling back. He has nothing really to deal with those Banelings. It's going to be splits. How good are the splits? They're okay. But are they good enough? I don't think so. Losing these 2 medevacs. Now these Marines, I think the Mutas could turn around and engage this pretty cost efficiently, given that Marines without medevacs are not the most proficient units. But now we take stock of things, and there's no 4th base for the Zerg. He's starting to starve a little bit here. He's not exactly starving, as he is still mining off 3 bases. But his main is beginning to mine out, and there we go. He really needs to start taking these bases, and I assume he's going to double expand. Given that he has Mutas, he has the map vision, and he has the map control, more importantly, to be able to defend those 2 bases. But no, it looks like he's going to play this safe. No, he is double expanding, okay. This makes much more sense. A lot of Mutas, 27 Mutas. With a lot of Banelings behind it, so 24 Banes on the way, and the Terran is moving out. Some pre-splitting here. He's going to have to try and get rid of these creep tumors. They're going to do a lot of damage, as this gives the Zerg complete map vision of what the Terran is doing, and he can pick his engagement really, but he decides he needs more Banes, and no problem. Let's get 14 more of those. Really defending this base to the 9 o'clock position. But our Terran, Ragnarok here, is just sitting out in the map. I don't really like this. Being so static doesn't really make sense, especially on creep. He needs to do some sort of damage. And these Marines are going to get shut down. Oh, he's not paying attention. He stims away. The Widow Mines actually did a lot of damage there. He's running back to his mines. He needs to snipe the space, and he is going to be able to snipe it. He doesn't want all those Widow Mines to fire, and they don't. But this was, I thought, initially cost efficient for the Zerg, but looking at the supply count, I mean, Ragnarok's macro is something to behold. Forces a cancel on that base, and now the Zerg knows he has to do damage. So he's moving out, and he's going to be stopped, I fear. This is going to be more than enough Terran to shut this down. And Mutas, oh no! Oh no! So many Mutas die, and that takes him right back to the Stone Age. 13 Mutas So he lost it at least 10 in that short little burst, and he's going to lose one more. No, not quite. But without that high muta count, 35 banelings on the way, guys. Look at this. That's going to take him up to, like, Jesus, almost 50 banelings. But that's all he has, and I mean, you all know that banelings, they don't have much life after they are used, you know. They're pretty much a one-trick pony. Forcing another cancel. Meanwhile, though, Ozark has just about managed to get his fourth up and going. He's taking those gases presumptively. He knows he needs that. To get his muta count back up. But our Terran's going to see this, and he's going to snipe the base if he focuses it. If he focuses this base, he's definitely going to snipe it, and there we go. Lings are not going to get there in time, I'm afraid. And the base goes down. These units mean nothing to the Terran. He just hurt the Zerg economy so badly. Oh, look at these. Look at these Widow Mines hidden. Look at this. How are you supposed to see that? I mean, I know they've got a little blinking light, but come on. That second one. But the Zerg has a huge army, and oh, hellfire. Look at that. Widow Mine did nothing. And he needs to get behind his wall. He needs to get behind his wall. Lift the depot. Doesn't lift the depot. Oh, this is going to get pretty epic pretty quickly. Because our Terran has no army left. Apart from this, out in the middle of the map, that I don't really understand. And he's not going to be able to produce. The mutas should be straight over that production line. But this is going to be very, very close indeed. He's shutting off this base. There are these Widow Mines in the bunker at the third, which is going to do a lot of cool stuff. He's attempting to base trade, but the Widow Mines are all going to die because they're in the range of these two spores and these Lings. Ooh, this is very epic. This is very epic indeed. More Widow Mines, more banelings coming in, and they're going to get a fantastic explosion. What does our Terran have left? He has no money. He has very few Marines. No more Widow Mines on the way. And this army, this force is going to be, killed by, oh, that was nice. But this force is going to be taken out by static defense, and what does he have to deal with the mutas? He's going to straight up engage this, and I think he can do that, no problem. Just a couple of mutas dying, and that was it. 11 Marines, and that's the last 11 Marines I think we're going to see. This bunker and these two Widow Mines are really important. And these mutas are actually kind of doing nothing. I don't know why they're still here. They should either be over the production, or they should be at the third. I see no reason to leave them here. 10 more Banes and 7 more mutas, and he's retaken his fourth, and is now mining off it, giving him 2 base economy against our 1 base Terran. Ooh, a lot of mutas gonna die though. Not enough. Good reactions from our Zerg player. Not enough to get Ragnarok back into this game. I think he is still behind, because banelings are just going to keep coming. With this gas count being the way it is, we're going to see more and more and more banelings. And, I mean, no amount of splits, I'm afraid, can beat banelings when you have as many banelings as you do Marines. It's all going to be about these Widow Mines, and he is producing two more. He is starting to get back into the game, starting to find his feet economically. But I'm just afraid that he has nothing to counter these Banes, and mines are just not good enough anymore. Some nice splitting, but he loses the remainder of his forces to those Banes. He's going to lose this base as well. Can't possibly keep that alive, and he is mined out of his only mining base. So he's going to try and get the repair, but it's not going to be in time. Well, it's just turning into quite an epic. Starting full for, and so many mutas. He's managed to get back up to 27. Yeah, how did I guess? I must be a god. But yeah, 27 mutas on the map, which is probably more than Marines. Yeah. Around exactly the same muta to Marine count, which does favour the Marines if they're under medevacs, but not with. If he can snipe the medevacs, then it's going to get really scary. And he's pushing out with 9 Marines and 2 medevacs in a mine against the whole might of the Zerg Empire, and some nice baneling splitting, some really cute micro from the Zerg player, and the mines waste themselves on the mutas, and I am very afraid. I am very afraid. He's going to try and keep pushing out, keep denying this economy, but the Zerg knows he's there. The mines go down. Let's see what he can get on these banes. If he can get big target. Oh, mines do no damage, man. They do no damage. Like, that would have killed all the banelings there before, and now it killed like 2 of them. And here we go, critical mass and mutas, GG. A really good game there to start us off, and our Zerg player is victorious. ReG taking the first game to put them 1-0 from the series. We'll be back with game number 2.
To go easy on you, not to hurt your feelings, but I'm only going to get this one chance. Something's wrong. I can feel it. It's just a feeling I've got, like something's about to happen, but I don't know what. If that means what I think it means, we're in trouble. Big trouble. Enemy is bananas, as you say. I'm not taking any chances. You were just what the dark.
I'm beginning to feel like a rap god, rap god. All my people from the front to the back nod, back nod. Now who thinks their arms are long enough to slap box, slap box? They said I rap like a robot, so call me rap box. But for me to rap like a computer must be in my genes. I got a laptop in my back pocket, my pinnacle walk when I hat cock it. Got a fat knock from that rat profit, made a living and a killing off it. Ever since Bill Clinton was still in office, with Monica Lewinsky filling on his nutsack. I'm an MC, still as honest, but as rude and as indecent as all hell. Syllables, kill a hall, kill 'em all. This libbity, gibbity, hibbity, hip hop. You don't really want to get into a piss and match with this rappity rat pack and a mac in the back of the yak backpack, rap, rap, yap, 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 kitty yak, nap. The exact same time I attempt these lyrical acrobat stunts while I'm practicing that, I'll still be able to break a motherfucking table over the back of a couple of faggots and crack it in half. Only realized it was ironic. I was under aftermath after the fact. How could I not blow? All I do is drop F-bombs. Feel my wrath of attack. Rappers are having a rough time period. Here's a maxi pad. It's actually disastrously bad. For the whack while the masterfully constructing this masterpiece. Cause I'm beginning to feel like a rap god, rap god. All my people from the front to the back nod, back nod. Now who thinks their arms are long enough to slap box, slap box? Let me show you maintaining this shit ain't that hard, that hard. Everybody want the key and the secret to rap immortality like I have got. Will there be truth for the blueprints? Simply rage and youthful exuberance. Everybody loves the root for a nuisance. Hit the earth like an asteroid, need nothing but shoot for the moon since. MCs get taken to school with this music, cause I use it as a vehicle to bust the rhyme. Now I lead a new school full of students. Me, I'm a product of Rock him, Shabazz, Tupac-in, W-A-Q, hey Doc, Rin, yella easy, thank you, they got slim. Inspired enough to one day grow up, blow up, and be in a position to meet Run DMC and induct them into the motherfucking Rockin' Roll Hall of Fame. Even though I walk in the church in person, a ball of flames. Only Hall of Fame I'll be inducted in is the Alcohol of Fame on the wall of shame. You fags think it's all a game, till I walk a flock of flames. Off a planking, tell me what in the fuck are you thinking? Little gay looking boy, so gay I can barely say it with a straight face looking boy. You witnessing a massacre like you're watching a church gathering take place looking boy. Boy, they that boy's gay, that's all they say looking boy. You get a thumbs up, pat on the back, and a way to go from your label every day looking boy. Hey looking boy, what you say looking boy? I get a hell yeah from Trey looking boy. I'ma work for everything I have, never ask nobody for shit, get out my face looking boy. Basically boy, you're never gonna be capable of keeping up with the same pace looking boy. Cause I'm beginning to feel like a rap god, rap god. All my people from the front to the back nod, back nod. The way I'm racing around the track, call me NASCAR, NASCAR. Dale Earnhardt of the trailer park, the white trash guard. Kneel before General Zod, this planet's Krypton. No Asgard, Asgard. So you be Thor, I'll be Odin. You rodent, I'm omnipotent. Let off, then I'm reloading. Immediately with these bombs I'm toting. And I should not be woken. I'm the walking dead, but I'm just a talking head, a zombie floating. But I got your mom deep throating. I'm out my ramen noodle. We have nothing in common, poodle. I'm a Doberman. Pinch yourself in the arm and pay homage, pupil. It's me. My honesty's brutal, but it's honestly futile if I don't utilize what I do, though, for good at least once in a while. So I wanna make sure somewhere in the chicken scratch I scribble and doodle enough rhymes to maybe try to help get some people through tough times. But I gotta keep a few punchlines just in case, cause even you unsigned rappers are hungry, looking at me like it's lunchtime. I know there was a time where once I was king of the underground, but I still rap like I'm on my Pharaoh Munch grind. So I crunch rhymes, but sometimes when you combine up here with the skin color of mine, you get too big and here it comes trying to censor you like that one line I said. Oh no, back from the Mathers LP1 when I tried to sell, take 7 kids from Columbine, put them all in a line at an AK-47, a revolver and a 9. See if I get away with it now that I ain't as big as I was, but I'm morphing into an immortal coming through the portal. You're stuck in a time warp from 2004 though, and I don't know what the fuck that you rhyme for. You're pointless as Rapunzel with fucking cornrows. You like normal fuck being normal. And I just bought a new ray gun from the future just to come and shoot ya. Like when Fabulous made Ray J mad. His Fab said he looked like a faggot. Hey, with his pads singing to a man while he played piano. Man, oh man, that was a 24/7 special on the cable channel. So Ray J went straight to the radio station the very next day. Hey Fab, I'ma kill you. Lyrics coming at you with supersonic speed. Summer, lama, doom, lama, you assuming I'm a human. What I gotta do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman, innovative, and I made a rubber so that anything you say is speaking, shaking off of me and it'll glue to you and devastating more than ever, demonstrating how to give a motherfucking audience a feeling like it's levitating, never fading. And I know the haters are forever waiting for the day that they can say I fell off to be celebrating. Cause I know the way to get it motivated. I make elevating music, you make elevator music. Oh, he's too mainstream. Well, that's what they do when they get jealous, they confuse it. It's not hip-hop, it's pop. Cause I found a hella way to fuse it with rock, shock rap, with
Even though it's my best in the statist. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, I think we're about to go back. I guess if these guys are watching, then I can't call them faggots anymore. But they already know, you know. There's no surprise to them that they're faggots, I guess. Is it even working? Oh wait, I'm on my own stream. That makes sense. Should have made this ref, but Lucas doesn't have any idea what he's doing. Belarus, that's part of the Soviet Union. You're Russian. Okay, here we go. PVZ. Not quite as fun as TVZ in my opinion, but less sporadic, you know, less random, which is always good. Okay, so here we go. We'll start with the winner of the last game. To the top right, he looked pretty strong. I mean, his he didn't overdrone, which was nice, and he made a lot of units. So he managed to take the first game. He is ReG's GS Chelsea. And to the bottom left, the Protoss Hope. We'll see what he can do for air and what he can do for second wind. He is like a boss. Okay, so this game, it looks like it's going to be a gateway expand with the wall. Nothing too crazy about that. No scout though, and our Zerg player is going to see no scout. So he's probably going to, well, he'll probably assume that it's not going to be a Forge Fast expand then, as a result. We'll see if he scouts after the gateway. I guess that's the usual scouting timing for a gateway expand. But it all depends on whether our Zerg player is going to throw down his pool, or if in seeing no probe scout, he's going to feel confident enough to throw down that 15 hatch. And he would be in a lot of trouble if this is a forge, but it's not. It's a gateway, so it's not an in-base forge build. So I guess the cyber core goes here, and this is the gap. I don't really know. Seems a strange place to put the gateway. But here's the scout. And the 15 hatch. So this is going to be a build order advantage for our Zerg player. I mean, yes, Gateway Expand does open up a lot of timings for Protoss against 15 hatch builds, but I always think that going for a 15 hatch is pretty safe unless you are cannon rushed. Or unless the Protoss can do something to take you out. But we're not going to be able to see that. We're going to see a 15 hatch, a 16 pool. And he's going to get one more drone. He'll probably get one more drone. There we go. And then we'll see the Overlord come out. Everything pretty super standard. Here's a forge, in-base forge. This is kind of strange. I think we're going to see a cannon rush attempt. Well, perhaps not. Yep, it's going to be a cannon rush attempt. This map's pretty good for cannon rush because you can block this with the probe on hold position. And there's going to be, and you can probably put the cannon to full wall this anyway. So, yeah, one drone's not going to cut it, mate. I'm afraid. And this is going to be a successful cannon rush. That's it. As soon as that cannon goes down, that's the end. And there's no way that this base can get up, because there is just not enough surface area. And there's the cancel. He can cancel these two cannons, no problem. He'll probably leave one just so that he can get this as a proxy pylon for the late game. But, I mean, this was very smart to go for this in-base forge. It was... Ooh, okay. I really like this. This is really cool. I wonder why he didn't take it here. Maybe because he thinks it'll be scouted. This is really, really cool response, though. So we're going to see... he's going to mine off that, and he's also... One spine? That's madness. Absolute madness. But I guess he's scared of one zealot. I don't know. That makes no sense whatsoever. But no lair. You'd think that he would get lair before speed, and possibly go for swarm hosts. I see proxy hatches are great ways to get get swarm host out. It's basically acts as a nidus, and you can mine off it, and you can add static defense. So it's like a super nidus. But if this mothership core goes anywhere this way, which I don't think it's going to, I got a feeling then he was going to move his mothership core. I really did, and he did move it, but just not in the right way. But again, I think this is a very cool response from the Zerg. It depends if it's scouted, obviously. And it's going to be 4-gate follow-up, and he's going to full wall with a 4-gate, which means he's... Oh, no, he's not. Oh, yeah, you can't even fit a gate. Maybe you could fit one here, but it wouldn't be powered. Okay. So, Protoss playing pretty standard behind this. 3 gates is strange. Usually you would see a 4-gate follow-up, as in 3 additional gates. But here's the lair, and it's almost finished. Roach Warren. Maybe it... I don't understand this. Maybe it is Swarmhost. No, it's just roaches. Maybe it's gonna go after these rocks here. I'm not sure. This doesn't make too much sense. I'm not gonna lie. Against Mothership Core, already has enough for 1 photon overcharge. Oh, he was... Lucas was gonna take a greedy third. Oh no, he wasn't. He was scouting. What a beast. So he sees the roaches, and there's no burrow. There is a Hydralisk den. Well, I hate to break it to you, but Roach Hydra off 1 base is not a legit strat. Here's the Mothership Core. It's going to be able to... 1 Mothership Core does kill 1 Queen, I think, but not when you let the Queen get the first 3 shots. Warping in sentries with 3 cannons, he's going to be completely fine. And we'll just see him get his probe production going. I don't know why he's cutting probes. He really needs to get that natural kitted out as fast as possible. Although he is only playing against a 1-base Zerg that is going Roach Hydra. What the hell is this? So the Mothership Core, well, I guess there's 2 Queens. This could be kind of scary. I just feel as though Photon Overcharge, I mean, Photon Overcharge might even hit those roaches from here. I don't know the range on Photon Overcharge. I don't, but I think it might be able to. He has no vision, of course, so this 1 Stalker is going to be able to push these back. But this is, I mean, this is a considerable amount of units, I guess. He has 6 roaches, 2 Queens, and the 4 Hydras, which is... I mean, it's enough to kill this in a straight-up engagement, but not with the cannons and the force fields and the photon overcharge. I mean, it's madness, really. And he's still on 1 base. He's not even mining from this proxy hatch. Producing 5 more Hydras. He has a lot of units, but Protoss can just keep making cannons. And why does he not just keep making cannons? There's a preemptive photon overcharge, which he did, because if you can see, he's going to have enough for another one. He was max energy, so there's no point in not throwing the photon overcharge down in that position. So that's a smart play from our Protoss player. Meanwhile, all he has is 1 spine and 2 queens. Look at all that lava. 1 spine and 2 queens, so warping in 4 zealots here could do considerable damage. Although he does have a couple of transfuses. But here we go, this game's kind of crazy. I don't really know what to make of it. This is enough cannons. I mean, there's 5 cannons here, as well as 6 Stalkers and 5 sentries. So this is definitely enough. And there's good force fields. There's another photon overcharge as soon as that runs out. And all of these very, very expensive Zerg units. They're expensive anyway, but given the fact that he's just 1 mining base, these units are irreplaceable right now. And he's going for groove spines. This is absolute madness. I mean, absolute madness. This was a cool idea, but the only way it works is with Swarmhost, because the Protoss just makes cannons. So, if he had gone Swarmhost, which he easily could have done, in the amount of money he spent on Hydras, and now he's getting double upgrades off 1 base. What the fuck? So now he takes his expansion, and I think as soon as the 2nd Immortal comes out... Oh, he's going for an Observer, okay. Rebel Khan left Team NG Pro. That's pretty big. But as soon as he gets this 2nd Immortal out, he can just attack, I think. Why isn't he making his 2nd Immortal? He's wasting Chrono Boost. And he has the money / gas. 3 more gateways, which gives him a total of... how many? Of 7. So this is definitely an all-in timing. And he wants to clear out the creep to be able to take his own 3rd. Although he could have just taken this 3rd here. and rock and walled it off down here. But no, I don't see many Protosses do that, even though I think that this is the safer base to take than this one against Zerg. Because there's 2 paths. And, well, there's 3 paths if you include this one and the flank that can come here. Whereas this has just 2 paths to defend, and one of them has wall on it anyway. But yeah, 5 spines, because he knows he's basically dead if the Protoss decides to attack. So, Like a Boss has got a lot of options here. He's scouting with a Hallucinated Phoenix, which is great. One of the most underused things about Protoss for a very long time was hallucinations, and then they made it so you didn't have to have an upgrade, and suddenly Protosses understand that they can use it. But here we go. He's going to scout all the tech. He scouts the Infestation Pit. He scouts the upgrades. And he's going to see that this base, if he clicks on any mineral patch, he's going to see that he only just started mining. And the DTs. He has an Overseer though, so he's completely fine. But I'm very surprised that he went for a DT build in this scenario. What he should have done is made 2 Archons and just attacked. You could have gone past the spines if you wanted to. He could have done anything. But what he should do now is take a 3rd, and there we go. So now Protoss can use his early game army advantage, and he doesn't have an upgrade advantage anymore. But he can use this early game advantage to secure his own 3rd base, and to deny the Zerg 3rd, which is what he really, really needs to do. He does have a pylon here. He has pylons all over the place, actually. Really nice pylon spread. He needed that for his DTs, I would imagine. But as soon as he knows that this 3rd is here, he needs to instantly go and attack it. And I think this is what this Hallucinated Phoenix is going to move out and do. Let's see where he's rallied to. I can't actually see. Oh, here. Yeah, so he's scouting the 3rd. He scouted both 3rd locations. He's sniping Hydras, which I actually think is more... He should have sniped the Hydras instead of this base, because there's no way this base is getting up. The Zerg just has no units, I'm afraid. That's the wrong one. There we go. So we see that there's a big worker and army supply lead for our Protoss, and he's still throwing units at this base. I think see again. I mean, he's lost nine. I don't know where I got that number from. Probably 5 or 6 DTs. That he could have had 3 more Archons here, and imagine 3 Archons attacking with those Immortals. And I'm afraid our Protoss player is making a poor decision here to go home. Yes, he knows that as long as he can mine off his 3rd, he's going to be ahead, given that he has an advantage. But the only way that the Zerg player gets back into this game is if he's allowed to get back in by the Protoss. And that's what I think we're seeing here. I have to say, from a Zerg perspective, so many Protosses I watch underrate the power of a Protoss army. This army could kill, what, twice this. Especially with good force fields. But the longer he waits, the better our Zerg army becomes. And he's not upgrading. Yes, he's getting extended thermal lances, but he's still on 1-0. Just +1 upgrades, so he's behind on upgrades. He's walling in his cannon, which is cute. I always like it when they do that. And another second cannon in a nice position. But even so, he's sitting with his army out on the map, and this army could really be doing damage, and it's not. There's 1 DT denying a 4th. I guess he's just set his mind on denying this 4th, but I don't think that that's the correct decision. I think he could have easily denied the 3rd. And denying the 3rd would have definitely meant curtains for our Zerg player, but he's giving him a route back into this game. And when is he going to push out? Is he going to wait for Storm? I think he's going to wait for Storm. No, he's going now. Or at least he's going to posture now. Yeah, he's pulling back. He's making Templar Archives, so it has to be for Storm, because he has the Dark Shrine for the Archons. 2nd Colossus out, 3rd Colossus out now. When it has to be now. He has to go now. I mean, look, he has nothing. He has absolutely nothing, and he's had nothing for the whole game. 1 solitary infester to fungal, and we see a big lead for the Protoss. Even hallucinating a couple of Colossus. 5 infestors on the way. If he can buy time for these infestors and get some chain fungals, then this could conceivably go well for Zerg, but he's buying a lot of time for his infestors, and he's losing his natural, but it's not going to die. He is going to be able to save it just. Oh my god, biggest choke ever. And he's going to lose his fourth at the same time to a multi-pronged attack. He needs to snipe his fourth and get out of there. Nice preemptive force fields. And that fourth is definitely going to die. He can recall, yeah, he's recalling. Really, really smart play from our Protoss player. Taking out 2 only mining bases. This is very mined out by now. The 2 only oh, this is nice. I like this a lot. Taking this base was smart. But even so, really smart play from our Protoss. And now, those hallucinated Colossus have become real Colossus. What are the chances? But he's taking his fourth. He's got Storm. So he can just go and attack again with a couple of Templar. And I'm afraid for our Zerg player. He's going up to +3. He is going to have the upgrade advantage at 2-2. I think 2-2 is much better than +3. I think +3 is better than 2-1. But 2-2 is definitely a Zerg upgrade advantage. More Hallucinated Phoenixes being super, super vigilant with these all game. Getting out there, doing the scouting that he needs to do. He basically wants to see Hive. That's his plan. And he sees that there's no Hive. Which means he's very happy because it's 22 minutes in. And he's managed to keep the Zerg on tier 2 tech. Which is great. Not even a Spire in sight. So no answer to these Colossus whatsoever. And yeah, he has far too many Colossus. He should just attack. He should attack. You know? He should definitely just attack. What is this? What is this? If we look at the units lost, Protoss has actually lost much more than the Zerg here, which is insane. But then again, our Zerg mined so much less in this game, being on one base for the length of time that he was. But he's getting constant army scouts. Look, he knows exactly how big this army is. Okay, finally he's going to push out. Finally he knows that his army is good enough to defeat it. But his army was good enough this whole time. And with these storms, this army is just going to melt instantly. We'll see if he decides to feed back or if he decides to storm. There's a 1 storm. 2 brilliant time warps. Storm, 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 storm. 1 pretty weak storm and then another storm, but these Colossus, I mean, there's way too much DPS there, and all of these units, bar the Roaches, are light. Yep, and the 6 Colossus survive, and everyone knows all you need to do is Protoss. Oh, that giraffe dance. But all you need to do as Protoss is keep your tech alive, and all his tech survived there. I don't think he lost a single high-tech unit, so that is how you engage as Protoss. That is exactly how you engage as Protoss. Keeping your high-tech units alive, buffering them with your gateway. That is how it's done. And yeah, we have 6 Infestors and 18 Roaches against 2 Immortals, 3 DTs, 10 Zealots, 3 Templar with Storm, and 9 Colossus. So I think this is a bit of a foregone conclusion here. Although if he lets his Colossus all get killed, no, these Colossus could not even attack and still annihilate this army. GG! There we go, like a boss, taking the game against GS Chelsea. He's going to even up the series 1-1. A good game there, I enjoyed that, I have to say. It did go on a little bit long, I think. But Chelsea shouldn't have left. I mean, he definitely had options of staying alive there. It was just whether Lycabos was going to let him do it, and he managed to close it out. So there we go. We'll be back with game number 3. The scores are tied 1-1.
When the fighters are all around, all the lovers are underground. No one will save you anymore. So what's happening? What you rapping about, little boy? Is it cars? Is it girls? Is it my life? Or is it something they could never believe? Or is it something you could never achieve? Is it beyond your means? Is it inside your dreams? Can it come out cause it's scared to. Unprepared to worry about the words of the people it's weird to. You don't want them to hear you, you just wish it was a door that would appear that you can go disappear through. Well, I'm feeling your pain, I was feeling the same, but I said I'd never feel that again. When the fighters are all around, all the lovers are on the ground, no one will save you anymore. So what's happening? What you rapping about, little boy? Is it cars? Is it girls? Is it my life? The world? Man, I really miss my pops. Hope that God watches over him and that he's on top. That there is no more disease and that he's alright. That he's one of the generals inside the army of the light. And grandma, you know I had to bite something from you. So after every show is peace and much love to you. Auntie Tweety's on the way. Please look out for that girl. I know we'll meet again. So it's never me against the world. When the fighters are all around, all the lovers are on the ground, no one will save you anymore. So what's happening? What you rapping about, little boy? Is it cars? Is it girls? Is it my life? The world? I hope that God forgive us, all of us sinners, turn us back into beginners, put us up where the winners go. Holy apartments in the gardens in which the rivers flow. Thank you for all your blessings and all of your miracles. I thank all my fans and all my supporters. Shout out to Bishop G, congrats on your new baby daughter. I tip my hat to all my family and friends. Now we just got one more to go, LUPN. When the fighters are all around, all the lovers are on the ground, no one will save you anymore. So what's happening? What you rapping about, little boy? Is it cars? Is it girls? Is it my life? The world? LupeTheFiasco.blogspot.com. Congratulations, ladies. This next one's for you. Peace.
Okay, welcome. Gonna be a PvP, which everyone agrees is the shittest matchup in StarCraft 2. But that's okay. We don't mind. Because we in a grudge match, son. Okay. Here we go, let's get this one going. Right, so we'll start as we always do with the winner of the previous game. That Russian, or that Belarusian. Vodka, that's what it means, man. Okay, in the bottom right hand side, victorious in his last game. I don't know about his game sense in the last game, was a little bit off, but he played very well and managed to take out the win. He is. Second wins like a boss. And what the hell? Okay, there we go. And to the top left hand side, his name's Super Skunk, so I kind of like the guy already. even though he's Russian, Belarusian, whatever. He is ReG's Super Skunk. You'll notice that he doesn't get this because only second win players get this. I only bring that kind of techers out for people I love, you know. But here we go. Everything's pretty standard. Luca Boss has actually managed to get a 4-second probe advantage, which is kind of cute. But here we go. Double gateway. Both players gonna scout for proxies straight after their gateway, like all good players should do. If you want to know how to play Protoss in a PvP, this is exactly how it's done. Both players very, very vigilant about their scouting, making sure that there's no proxies anywhere near. Can't see with the rally. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is cool. Double gas from Leica Bows compared to just the single gas of our, I guess, pink Protoss. He's going to get a bit of earlier scout, but he does have less scouting information, although there's nothing proxied, so it doesn't really matter. We'll see the Cybernetics core. We'll see if he skips. No, he's getting the Cybernetics core straight away. Sometimes you can skip it and get a Nexus or whatever you want to do, but I wouldn't suggest that in PvP. Okay, so both players getting us out. He sees the second gas, whereas our pink Protoss sees 2 in each earlier gases. Although he sees just 1 pylon. No, he doesn't. He sees 2 pylons. They both, in fact, see 2 pylons. So there's no problem here. Leica Boss does manage to scout the second gateway, so he's going to have to probably place one of his own pretty soon. Or else he'll risk being susceptible to some early timings. He's kind of boosting a Stalker out. This is super standard. Both players skipping the initial Zealot, as is the meta. Just 1 in gas at his... he finally recognizes it. So he's mining a lot of gas. I think Leica Boss's gas started earlier. And he's now gone up to 3, okay. So Leica Boss does have the gas advantage in this game. And he's using it to make a Twilight Council. Still off 1 gateway, mind you. And this pylon here, this strikes me as 3 more gateways are going to be dropped down right across the top of that. And this is going to be a blink all in, but it could easily not be. Although he is producing 2 Stalkers, which is kind of a tell. 3rd gateway on its way. Wow, okay. Still no tech been revealed yet by our pink player. We'll see what this Twilight Council means. Does it mean DTs? Does it mean blink? In fact, with a second gateway being added on, I don't think it's blink, I think it's DTs. Yep, there's the Dark Shrine. And look at that, just as the Dark Shrine is placed down, almost identical timings. So as is the Robo, so this is great. He's going to be in a fantastic position, and... Whose Mothership Core is this? Oh, it's Leica Boss's, okay. I was going to say he might even get a scout of that, but that would be too much. We'll see, 2 Stalkers on hold position, nothing's getting in or out of there. This worker is going to, this little probe, his life is going to end there. At the hands of Super Skunk Stalker. Although there's 3 Stalkers to 1 now, he's going to be able to snipe this Stalker. This is very sloppy by Super Skunk. He's going to lose it. That is massive to lose a Stalker this early. Like a boss, his blood's going to be up. Ooh, if this was me, I would just be running straight for his base, you know? Losing a Stalker this early on, you want to force him to make units. But no, he just pulls back. And he adds a Robo of his own. And a Sentry, which is crazy. Because he's spending gas just before the DT Shrine finishes, which is madness. It's absolute madness. But there we go. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing madness. And these Stalkers are going to get caught a little bit out of position. What does he really have? He has that force field. So this Sentry worth its weight in gold right now. As the first DT, DT, Mr. DT. No, Mr. DT, not appearing, and I guess that's because he scouts the Robo. He sees the Immortal, so he knows DTs are not really going to be viable, and then whoops in a DT. Yeah, as I said, Protoss, they have smart game sense, you know? But here we go, this DT is going to walk to his death. But there is a defensive DT here, who's going to be able to push this little soft contain back. And there's a pylon on the natural as well, so he knows he's not expanding. This DT does manage to keep his life, which is rather impressive. So both players going to expand. I do think that Super Skunk definitely got the advantage in that early game. He has Immortals, second Immortal, almost out, and he has a much higher Stalker count, which means his army is going to transition much better into a macro game than the gimmicky DTs, even though an Archon is pretty nice. If we look at the army accounts, we can really see that difference. We have 1 DT, 3 Stalkers, and the Archon that's about to, there we go, compared to 1 Immortal, 7 Stalkers, and a Zealot. So the army lead comfortably in Super Skunk's hands right now, but as a result, as is always the way with StarCraft, it's a trade, and we see a slight worker advantage for like a boss. It's not considerable. I mean, he's 4 workers ahead now, and they're both on 1 base, so it's almost no difference. But we will see when these bases start to be produced that worker difference is going to slowly compound on itself, and we're going to see, oh, Phoenix does die, which is kind of huge. Keeping him out of his base, stopping him from seeing these 2 additional gateways and that robotics facility. But these 2 Immortal to 1 ratio, it's going to be 3 to 1 as well. And Blink is not going to offset this, neither is upgrades. What he really needs is more Archons, I think. But he just does not have the gas. Just doesn't have the gas. And he put his gas into Blink, which is kind of insane. He has 4 Stalkers. I don't know why Blink is necessary here. I guess Blink is always good in PvP, but why do you want to be producing Stalkers against Immortals? I understand that Stalkers without Blink against Immortals are truly useless, whereas with Blink you can at least snipe an Immortal and blink away if you have the correct critical mass, but even so. And we have a Colossus transition that is scouted. He didn't click on that building. Oh, I hate it when people scout and they don't properly scout. I mean, you were right there, man. But hopefully he knows it's Colossus, and if he does, he knows he has to get some Colossus of his own. I think that's the meta, right? You can't fight Colossus without Colossus. In fact, it's going to be a gateway all in again. It's going to be 7 gateways. Adding on a Templar Archives, because why the hell not? Because Storm is so valuable against this kind of mechanical-based army. Okay. Is it psionic? Oh, it is. Nice. So I definitely think that Super Skunk is he's in a fantastic position right here. He doesn't have the gateway count. In fact, he has just 3 gateways, which is, he's very behind. Oh no, 4 gateways, which is somewhat behind in that respect, but his tech advantage is phenomenal, with 3 Immortals to just 2. As well as the Colossus, which Lycobos has no answer for. He's just going to go with some Immortals, and I don't know. I don't think this is going to do anything whatsoever. With Photon Overcharge, with Time Warps, with Colossus, with more Immortals, with more Stalkers, this is going to be very tough indeed. Mothership Core, making our way out. And I guess he knows now. He knows about the gateways, so he knows that there's no 3rd base is really incoming. And he's still producing Charge Lot Archon, which is great, especially in this matchup. I just don't know about against this composition. 2 Colossus out now, and Thermal Lances. Once Thermal Lances is done, he's not going to be able to do anything. But why did he make that Templar Archives? Double Stargate, okay. He needed to do something like double Stargate, but being aggressive off the back of a double Stargate doesn't really make sense to me. I think he should be sitting back and trying to stay alive and take a 3rd. But here's the Zealot counterattack. I will keep my eyes on this if this ever gets going, but here's the Zealot counterattack, and he's in the middle line. We're going to see what the reaction is. Nothing so far. The reaction is there's a little bit of engagements going on at the front, but all his probes are dying. Oh, this is fantastic play from Super Skunk so far. Here he takes an engagement. I think he can win that anyway. I don't know why he's pulling away. I guess he's just kiting. Kiting through that Time Warp, and I mean, 5 kills on this Zealot. He lost a lot of probes. He's had to transfer some from his main. And meanwhile, there's 3 Colossus with range, with a 4th one on the way. He has 1-0 upgrades against 1-0, so there's no foreseeable upgrade advantage for either player. And I'm afraid that these Colossus are just going to rain death. He is getting up and close and personal with these Zealots, and he's going to pick up some Immortals, but his whole army is going to die. And what does he have to deal with these Colossus? I don't know, Kev. Loses another Zealot, which is a little bit sloppy, but I mean, compared to what he's lost already, it makes little to no difference. He's never going to be able to take a 3rd, because he's never going to be able to win an engagement with these with 4 Colossus out. Getting upgrades. I mean, 2 Void Rays is really nice, but he still has, you know, 7 Stalkers in this army. It depends. If he just decides to go for it now, doesn't produce any anti-air from this position, then 3 or 4 Void Rays, and what he has may be enough to take out the anti-air. Oh, a huge Stalker Sentry Warp in is going to say no to my thought. And I'm afraid that this is going to be tricky. This is going to be tricky indeed. It's going to be... Does he have an Observer with this army? No, he has no Observer, which is the one silver lining for like a boss here. But whoop, here it comes. And he has fuck all. I mean, he has literally fuck all. And great kiting micro from Super Skunk. He never straight up engages with those Colossus. He's always buying himself the correct amount of time. And he is trying to snipe the Colossus with the Void Rays, but I don't think that's smart either. But, I mean, what do? Focus the Stalkers? In the knowledge that he has 17 there? And here we go. Here's the last stand of the Protoss. And there was the last stand of the Protoss. GG, well played. Super Skunk playing fantastically in this game. His decision making was much better than our blue Protoss, and his decision to go Colossus, he kept upgrading of Triple Forge, which is kind of BM, but whatever. The gateway timing of Like a Boss did nothing, and it was curtains from there. A great game, and we'll be back with game number 4. It is currently 2-1 to Team ReG.